Fingers crossed. I think it's live.
Well,
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for spending some time with us tonight. So, welcome everyone to our chat on the power of self love and turning self doubt around. And here we have Diesel down low.
Us- I'm glad to be here. My
Thank you.
pleasure.
So, my first question for you is what does self love truly mean to you? And why is it so important for personal growth?
Um, when you love yourself, you're telling yourself that you're putting, you know, what you have in front of anything else. And I think a lot of times, a lot of people put everything else and anything else, like their job, any of that type of stuff. They put that ahead of like their own personal needs, if that makes sense. So self love is just loving yourself and uh, doing things that you love to do first. Not always putting someone else or not even someone else, but your job, your career, even your obligations in front of like your personal needs.
Thank you. Number two, we all struggle with self doubt at times. How do you personally navigate those moments and shift into a more confident mindset?
You normally do like the work, like I think you're a teacher, so you normally do like the lesson plan before, and before you go to that week of school, you have a plan, correct?
Yes.
So you have a plan. So when you same thing with this, you have to when that self doubt comes, it's because a lot of times I notice what it means. If I was nervous or something, it's like I haven't done it before. So once you do things over and over and over, I feel like a lot of that self doubt kind of creeps away. It's normally it occurs for me like when I didn't do it, or if I haven't prepared enough for something, or I'm just nervous for some reason. So it could be all types of things. So and ways that you can combat it, or some ways you can flow with it, is prepare and do the preparation.
Awesome. Can you share a specific moment or story where practicing self love helped you overcome a challenge or obstacle in your life?
Um, can you say that again?
Can you share a specific moment or story where practicing self love helped you overcome a challenge or obstacle in your life?
It's a great question. I would say maybe practicing yoga nidra. If you know what that is, yoga nidra is like uh, a form of yoga where it's like a meditation type yoga, guided meditation for like sleep or anxiety or trauma or any of that, or just calm. I feel like when I practiced that, it helped me when I needed it. If that makes sense. Like practicing those things allowed me to, when I needed it, it came to taking care of myself, taking care of, again, your body temple, and you do those exercises that help, with that self love and putting everything together. And love you when you love yourself like that, and you taking time for yourself, you get rewarded, and your body knows that. So I feel like that's if that answers your question.
Thank you. What are some practical tools or rituals that you use daily to foster self love and silence that inner critic?
Uh, Breath work, or what I call left to right breathing. It's like same thing as alternate nostril breathing. I think that's very important. Stillness, going in the sauna, steam room, um, even a cold plunge is good. Yoga nidra, exercise, spending time with your friends, family. Excuse me. Um, Anything like that, I feel like that would help. That helps me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Give yourself a hug too. I've noticed that work too.
Awesome. I love all of those. How can we start embracing self love without feeling guilty or selfish, especially when we're used to putting others first?
Oh, I love this. Okay. Um, Like again, like let's go back to the first question you asked when I talked about a lot of times people don't put themselves first. You know, a lot of people don't put uh, like what their needs are before other people, and it's very important to put your needs in front of other people's needs because you got to take care of you. If I can't do me, I can't do the responsibilities I have to do. And if you don't practice like that type of like mentality of taking care of yourself, whether it's whatever you need to do that, I feel like a lot of times people just skip that step and just, oh, let me see what they want. Let me pick up the phone. Oh, they want me to do it. Okay, I'm going to do it. Like I feel like that's just like I'm not saying you can't do that and you can't be in a servant mindset.
Mhm.
Uh, when I say servant, I don't mean like you do whatever I say. I got to do it. I meant like to serve and servant leadership and servant style of friendship. I mean more like given when you have time and you're able to do it to be there in that position. And there's nothing wrong with you taking time for yourself because at the end of the day you're going to be by yourself, you know, in those moments. So I would just say just ignore those type of people that uh, want you to put them in front of you, like or in a job. Like I told my girl this before. Like I don't care about the job. I don't like. Yeah, I know you needed to pay the bills and circulate money in the home. But if I'm not right and I don't feel like I'm right, I'm not going to do it. So put yourself first.
Thank you. What are some common misconceptions people have about self love, and how can reframe those to help people develop a healthier relationship with themselves?
That's what you just said about the last question. Put yourself first. you know, people don't want you to put yourself first, and that's selfish of them if they think that. But people are going to call you selfish if you take time for yourself. Again, because they don't have uh, control or can make you do something you want to do, and you're in this fight or flight type of mentality. We don't want to be in that type of like frequency because it's not fruitful for your body temple. We want to be in a state where our parasympathetic nervous system is activated, and it's going to be activated when you do self love practice, when you do yoga nidra, when you do meditation, when you do stillness, when you do uh, high conversations and being around open hearted people and loving people and stuff like that. So when you're in that type of frequency, the other stuff tend to go away.
So, this is a question that I'm sure a lot of people have. How do we shift from seeking external validation to cultivating internal self worth and confidence?
Focus on you, baby. You gotta focus on you. Again, I keep telling people this. Focus on you. If you're not right, you can't be right for no one else.
That's right.
So that's just facts. I don't care what anyone tells me. I don't know. Like if you're not right, how can I? All right, that's like me asking you, like you're down and out. You got the code. Hey man, come on here and run this 4K. You're like, dude, like that's not like what am I going to do running 4K when I'm not practicing? When you're not doing the things you need to do to stay in shape. So it's like an Olympic athlete. Like they're devoted to their practice. If you're not devoted to like your self worth, your self love, your self what's the word self hair practice, like doing your nails, filing your nails, or taking a bath, soaking your feet in water, or cold plunge, going to the gym, boxing, running, whatever it is. Just like Olympic athletes, they have to train every day. So if you're not training these different skill sets and these different things that you need to do to perform, how are you going to be able to help yourself? And so the external validation is that's what is it like? Hey, can you touch the tree? Let's see how high you can jump. That's silly. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's silly stuff. Like you want that internal drive anyway. Internally, when you're internally driven, is different than being externally driven. Externally driven is like, hey Amanda, I want you to jump. I want to see how high you jump today. Well, if you don't do it, if you don't jump this high, you didn't beat so and so down the street. That's so silly. Like that's silly to me. Like that's like who cares? Or what if I can jump higher than I did yesterday? What if I'm improving my body tempo? What if I'm inspiring people? Like we never ask those type of questions because like people in that type of mindset, they don't think like they don't think about that. They just want to prove someone else wrong and all that. So first you got to prove yourself right. Prove yourself that you can do it and focus on you. Hopefully I answered your question.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How important is self compassion when it comes to personal growth, and how can we practice being kinder to ourselves?
Again, taking baths, doing things you love to do, or take time for yourself. Go on a walk. Go, you know, in nature, walk around. Little things like that. Take that boxing class. Take that Pilates class. Take that class that you want to take. Um, do some, do massages or do something relaxing for you. That's something that we could do to foster that. What you asked or what your question was.
And how can we work on being kinder to ourselves? What are some things that you have done?
Wow. Just showing yourself, in our practice of yoga today, our instructor said, just when was the last time you like just told yourself you love yourself, and like it's okay not to be perfect. A lot of times we try to let's get this amount of people looking at our posts. It's like what would it take for this to be this? Like like I feel like a lot of times we put a lot of pressure on ourselves when we like let go of those expectations. Then all the good things can come. I feel like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be better than, we put too much pressure on ourselves sometimes and not enough hugging ourselves and loving ourselves and doing self care practices.
I agree with that. What are some small mind set shifts that we can make to start viewing ourselves as empowered and worthy of success and happiness?
We're going to do loop affirmations, robotic affirmations. So for those who don't know, robotic affirmations or loop affirmations, for example,
Oh, where'd you go, Diesel? Are you still there? Sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Oh, okay. 1 second. And I'm not sure if anyone's actually seeing this live right now. So if you can DM me and tell me that you can actually see this live, that would be greatly appreciated. Or else it will be posted on my page. There we go.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get my stuff together.
Sorry. And thank you.
can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I have
Can you
no idea
repeat
where
the
to start,
question?
but I will.
Can you?
Okay. So, what are some small mindset shifts that we can make to start viewing ourselves as empowered and worthy of success and happiness? And you were talking about robotic affirmations.
So robotic affirmations and loop affirmations. So basically,
Yes.
robotic affirmations are when you repeat it over and over. So something that a lot of people can just focus on is I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, and look in the mirror though when you're saying it. You look in the mirror and you say I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, and you do it for 21 to 31 days, 21 to 30 days straight every morning, every day. When you see a mirror, you say, I love myself, I love myself, I'm worthy, I'm worthy, I'm worthy, I'm worthy. And you start looking at yourself and look in the mirror because a lot of times people are scared to even look at the mirror because they look at, oh, what's wrong with me? What's this? It's a pimple or Oh man, I'm looking, whatever the situation is. A lot of times people don't even want to look in the mirror, but just doing like affirmations all day long and pouring in your mindset that you're loved and you're worthy is very important.
Can we go back to the 21 and 30 days because people might not know why that amount of times is important? Why is it happen? And it does. I know that for a fact, but how can we share that with others that why that amount of days?
21 days is just, a good way to just, it's just a number I threw out, because like we've been taught for years and years, and we have a lot of bad thoughts in our head too. We've had a lot of bad thoughts in our head, and we think over 10 to 20,000, or maybe more thoughts per day. So for you to get your subconscious mind to think, in alignment to that, you have to repeatedly do it, and you have to do it at a high level. So I would recommend even doing, 1,000 times a day those two simple affirmations: I'm worthy, I am loved, or I love myself, something like that.
Hmm.
And because all day you got to think about how many years of built up stuff we have in our head, you know, of like negative thoughts. So we got to like bring some balance there. So if every day if you're doing it over and over, you're going to start believing I am worthy, I am loving myself, I love myself. In essence, when you love yourself, you can love others. If you don't love you, you can't love no one else. It's facts. It's just truth. So, and I put 21 days because you'll see a difference within 21 days. You might see it sooner, but the 21 day mark, you'll see a difference. And when you keep doing it, you're going to keep pouring those good seeds in your head.
That's right. So touching upon what you said, in your opinion, how does embracing self-love change the way that we approach relationship with others?
If you don't love yourself, you cannot love anyone else. That's pretty simple. If I don't love me, I can't love anyone else. If I don't take care of me, I can't take care of anyone else. And once you start getting in that alignment and you start getting that frequency, you'll see you'll be able to love others much more at a better rate. You'll start putting you'll be able to love more. From my experience, I can't speak for anyone else. I'm just going off of what I feel and what I've seen work for me.
Hmm.
If I don't love me, I can't love you.
I absolutely agree. So, for someone struggling with self doubt right now, where do they begin their journey towards building self love and confidence?
Robotic affirmations. Just start even getting yourself around people that are confident. But again, you don't want to just get around just random people. You want to be in an open-hearted community. You want to be around people that love you too and love themselves.
That's right.
You want to be in a community where they're not talking about you, or they're not talking about like when I say talking about you, I'm talking about badly. We want to be around open-hearted, loving people. We want to be in a community where they're practicing good habits. Exercising, hydration, proper nutrition, goals. How can we serve? How can we circulate? How can we give? You know, those are the type of people you want to be around, so you can even uh, foster like a good sense of that within you. But you also got to do your work. You got to do your inner work. You got to do some healing. You got to do some confident works, whatever confident work you need to do. Whether it's jogging, exercise, losing a couple pounds, or whatever that may be. You got to find something that works for you. But building your self belief up as well. Maybe buy a nice shirt that you thought you couldn't wear. Get yourself in some right clothes or whatever that is that you need to do to build confidence up. That's what I would suggest. And you got and personally, people know what they need to do. They just don't want to like do it. They just want someone else to tell them to do it.
But you actually have to do the work yourself as well.
Yep.
So, how do you stay consistent with your self love practice, especially on tough days when self doubt creeps in?
You ever heard of a brand called Nike?
Yes, I have.
All right. What's their slogan?
Just do it.
Okay. Even though, like, again, like I was sick, like really bad, like a week and a half ago. Not really, really bad, but just bad for me. And I still went to the yoga classes, and I still did it, even though I was like trying to like hold the cough in, and my nose was like running. I didn't let anyone else know I was sick, by the way. Sorry to the people in the class. Uh, but that helped me build, like, still do my duties. You know, you still got to do it whether you don't want to do it or not. Again, it's like the Olympic athlete I told you about. Olympic athletes train whether they want to do it or not, whether they want to do it or not. So that's called, earnestness. Whether you do it or not, you still train, you still do it, you still are devoted. And when you have a sincerity in your practice, when you're not doing it for vanity as well, that helps. Because those days you don't want to do it, we're not working out. See, when you're working out the body temple, by the way, we're not working it out just for vanity. Oh, let me see who has the biggest arms, who has the biggest triceps, who has this and that. That's vanity work. That's nonsense. We're not doing it for that. Yes, we want the body to be in tip top shape so you can carry the energy, you can overcome sickness or whatever it is. Yes, of course, we want it to be, well propelled so you can work out and you can, overcome things. But this is also part of self love and self kindness and all these different things. So when you see Olympics doing it on those days they don't want to do it, even you or you, me or whoever, you still have to do the practice. We're not doing it for attention though. A lot of times I see a lot of people, and I used to get caught up in that before too. Like, hey man, let me do it because X and X. Like, no, we're not doing it for that. You're doing it so you're able to serve, you're able to give, and you're able to help who you need to help, and you're able to pour your gift out. So that's a little bit deeper thinking. But whether you want to do it or not, Olympic training athletes, they do it or not, they do it regardless. And when you do it, you get added energy that kicks in, that it made you want to be there even more because you overcame it. So when I went to the yoga practice last week, and when I was doing my work, I wasn't feeling too well. It still worked out because I got added energy, and I noticed today my practice was really strong today. Like my practice today was like, man, I see the work paying off. And when you see it, the work comes like later sometimes. You know what I mean? Like it's sometimes delayed. So today is like the first time I felt like I could do like everything in this class, and this is a hard class. Like, and I could do it to like at the speed. I could do it with the power, strength, ferocity. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do it, but it was a week and a half later that I was sick last week, but I kept going. And those classes later is like helping me with now. So you just gotta keep on going is what I'm trying to say.
Amazing. So, my last question for you before our guided meditation is, what role does forgiveness, both for ourselves and others, play in strengthening our self love and self empowerment?
Wow, this is easy. I love this one. Um, it's this lady. Everyone needs to look her name up. Her name is Edwin Gaines. Edwin Gaines.
Can you spell it?
Uh, I can't. I don't even know how to spell her name right now. Uh,
We will get that name for you.
Edwin Gaines, and I'm sure you guys can figure out once you like type it in. Um,
Mhm.
she talks about like self forgiveness before you go to bed. Before you go to bed each night, you ask, "Who have I left out of my heart today?"
Oh, wow.
Before you go to bed every night, you ask that question: Who did I left out of my heart today? And you place your hand on your heart, and you talk about forgiveness and forgiving yourself whatever that may be, or whatever situation I was. And usually an answer would come to you, oh man, I left Johnny out of it today. I was kind of mean to him today. Or I flipped someone off in a driving, let me send them love. So practicing that type of self forgiveness is good. And just forgiving yourself. I feel like that's something key. But the Edwin Gaines taught me, like, before I go to bed every night, who did I left out of my heart today? That's like something that I've been doing, because sometimes like you get caught up in this tornado that we're in.
Thank you for sharing that. I never heard of that, and I really like that. So thank you.
Yeah, Edwin Gaines. Don't
Do you
tell everyone
mind?
my secrets.
Sorry?
Don't tell everyone my secrets. That's all confidential. I don't need everyone texting me, calling me. Who was the lady? No, I'm joking.
His DMs are open, everybody.
uh,
Do you
Great.
mind guiding us in a 5-minute guided meditation, please?
All of it. Yes, yes, I would
Thank
love
you.
to. Okay. If you're not driving right now, let's like get ourselves settled.
Make sure you're not driving.
If you're not like listening to this, driving or any of that, um, I just want you to invite yourself just to, close your eyes or have a soft gaze. Take some deep breaths in. Inhale in. Release with all. Inhale in. Release with all. Inhale in. Release with all. Just drop your shoulders away from your ears. Put your hands up in a receptive position. Right now, I just want you to check your breath, and we're going to do some inhales and exhales. So we're going to inhale for 4, and then we're going to exhale for 6. And we're going to do a couple rounds of that. So inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale for 6. And when you exhale, I want you to blow a birthday cake. Like you're blowing a birthday cake out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Inhale in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. When you're exhaling for 6, exhale like you're blowing out a birthday cake. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale in. Pause. Exhale for 6. One more time. Pause. Exhale for 6. Now let the breath just flow naturally. Don't count. Don't do any of that. Just let it flow, and let's just be in this present moment right now. I just want you to tell yourself, I love myself in your head. I love myself. And put your hands over your heart and just keep saying, I love myself. I want you to say that 15 times. I love myself. 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 Do it 2 more times. I love myself. And this last one, which is I love myself so much. It feels so good to love myself. Hmm. Hmm. Now let's do forgiveness. Let's forgive ourselves. So say, I forgive myself. 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 One more time. I forgive myself. And drop your hands. Just put it back in your. Let's just focus on the breath. Let's not focus on anything else but just our breath right now. Let's drop everything away. All the worrying, all the doing, all the expectations. Let's just drop all that right now. Let's just focus on this moment and our breath. And I want us to focus on our temple of our head. And I just want you to send love to your temple. And when we go through each body part, I just want you to send love to each part. And when you just send love, just send love to that area, to yourself. When I guide you through each part, just go to the eyes. Just send love to your eyes right now. Just being there for you, allowing you to see, allowing you to see the beautiful world that we live in. And then go to our mouth, loving our mouth and allowing us to speak, because we are very fortunate to be able to speak. Some people on this earth cannot speak with their mouths. So let's send love to our mouth and our teeth and our gums and our tongue and all the muscles and all the bones and structure of our jaw. Let's send love there to our ears. Just send love to these ears that you can hear, that you have good hearing. Send loves to our temples, our brain, our neck, our shoulders, our elbows, our wrists, our fingers. I love my fingers. You're able to grip, you're able to hold, you're able to put weight on it. Your arms to your back, your neck, your chest, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your stomach, your obliques, to our hips, to our pelvis area, to our knees, to our calves, our thighs, our hamstrings, our toes, our ankles, our Achilles, to our feet, our toes. Send love to that area. Send love to our entire body. And ask yourself, how can I love myself more? How can I love others more? Who did I leave out of my heart today? How can I serve? How can I love more? What needs to happen for me to love myself more? What must I let go of so I can love myself more? As we begin to come back to this moment, bringing some sensations to our body. Just bring a little wiggle to your body. Just move your hands around a little bit. And just keep your eyes closed. Place your hands in front of your heart. I'm just so honored to be able to share this inspiration, this guided meditation to all the people here. Just know that we are all together. We're all connected through love, through this platform, through this medium that we are all here today. That we start loving ourselves so we can love others. Honored to share this with you all. I wish you well on your journey. Namaste. So it is. You can open your eyes up. Take your time. Don't rush.
Thank you.
My joy, my joy, my pleasure.
Always a pleasure speaking to you.
You're welcome.
Have a great night, everyone.
Everyone have a great night. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you guys later.